Okay, so I just made a video recently about abandoned subway tunnels in New York and how many there are, and how many could be hiding from us, from the government, or even from gangs or terrorist groups, or other state-sponsored enemies. Could have literally taken our subway tunnels and then given us all amnesia, beat us all over our heads, drug us, poison us, and that could explain why most people in your city are hardcore drug addicts. But anyways, I was thinking, you know, once these cops take down, if these cops find any subway tunnels like that, let's say there were ISIS bases under every city, once the cops take them down, the country will be a lot cleaner. But cops are, you know how cops are, they're like fascist assholes, and they want to be authoritarian no matter what. So I was thinking, if everybody ends up being good and they can't come after us for anything else, there's other laws that they can make up that actually do make some sense. And I want to talk about these laws because it doesn't make sense that if they care about our safety so much, they illegalized pot and now it's legalized because they realized they made a mistake. They can realize that they made a mistake with other things. Like, let's say, for an example, it's not illegal to stay up all night and drive. You know how dangerous that is? That is incredibly dangerous. I almost died many times on the road because I was up all night and I went for a drive afterwards. Believe it or not, that happens to people. They'll play video games all night long and then they want to go on a vacation or something and they go for a long drive. It might be rare, but it happens. Some people do stuff like that. A lot of these people, like I said, most of these people in these cities are on hardcore drugs. So a lot of them are on their hardcore drugs all night long. And then they'll go on a long trip to some city. It's incredibly dangerous to drive while tired. It's more dangerous to drive while tired than it is to drive intoxicated on alcohol. I know for a fact because there's been many times where I would go on a buddy's land or something and drive around drunk, and you'd be completely fine. There'd be no accident. We'd go 50 through the trail, go around turns really hard. We'd drink 5, 10 beers together. That don't happen. You don't get in accidents like that. Most of the time, people were up all night long, so that should be what should be illegal the most. They could make that illegal, and make that a year sentence even. If you could prove, if somebody gets to an accident and let's say somebody dies and you do an investigation on their phone and you could prove that that person was up all night long, that should be like a manslaughter charge. That should be a manslaughter charge. But it's not. It's not. They'll say, oh, the poor man was up all night for whatever reason. And he caused the accident because he was so tired. But, oh, it's not his fault. I mean, that's the stupid rules we got around here. The stupid laws. Another thing I was thinking of before I got the phone call. And now I'm a little distracted. I forget. I honestly kind of forget what I was going to say. Oh, yeah, another one. There's another one I just thought of. Punching yourself in the face. Or punching yourself in the balls. That's completely legal. Completely legal. You can do it as hard as you want on video. And no judge is going to lock you up in a loony bin. No judge is going to send you to a prison. Now, you might say it's super rare and it's not common. No one would do that. But there are people like... I mean, I hate to call out one of my favorite actors, but Steve-O does it all the time. And you could say maybe he's a professional. He deserves the right to. I'd agree. But other people... like, let's say some random pedestrian on the street, they shouldn't be able to punch themselves in the balls. They shouldn't be able to punch themselves in the face. If we open up our subway tunnels, less people will drive intoxicated. That means the cops get less tickets. The cops don't meet their quota. If they stop people from punching themselves in the balls, it does nothing good for the cops at all. That's why they don't care. They don't care. Now, I thought of something else that was a really good one. I forget what it was. Fuck. I wish I didn't get that stupid phone call. Because, now I forget what I was talking about. It was some rule that they could change tomorrow, and it would help them meet their quota. And we could still have subway tunnels. They could reopen them. They don't have to let hardcore terrorists linger down there and squat and live down there. I mean, hang out down there. We could clear it all out. We could clean it all up. I'm going to pause the video and try to think. You know what? I forgot what I was going to say. What I was going to say next was actually supposed to be the whole reason I made the video, but it's fine. I don't care anyways. I said really 2 good points. Punching yourself in the balls or face and staying up all night and driving the next day, let's say for 5 hours straight to go to some big city, that should be illegal. That should be illegal. And when we clean up our cities, that could be one of the ways that the police meet their quota and are able to still harass us and be authoritarian, fascist-like people that they are. They're the type of people that didn't get any love at the party. No one ever talked to them. They sat at the table with the stoner kid, me, and we didn't even talk to each other, and they end up going crazy and becoming Karens. That's how it works. That's how it works. Everybody around us was on crack besides for the 3 guys at the table smoking pot. Everyone else there was on crack. I'm going to end the video on that. I don't know what else to say. There's so much crime around us, and we need to fix up our city. We need to find our abandoned subway tunnels. They are out there somewhere. Somebody's hiding them from us, and it's not fair. We all need to know about them. We all need to know. I'm going to end it on that.